Hey guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Gonna do a quick and dirty little intro video here for this week because well, if you saw my last Homebrew Wednesday video, I was trying to get up a couple of yeasts. I was trying to wake some old yeasts up that I found kicking around for this weekend's brew session, but I can't remember if I put in the end of the video or not, but neither one of the starters took off at all, so they were dead on arrival. So we're not going to be making anything with Kvike, and we're not going to be making anything with 644. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little rebrew. It's not really a rebrew. Well, it is a rebrew. I am going to finally do the Brut IPA. Just finished. I just milled up some Golden Promise. This is a kilo of wheat that is going to go into that beer. I actually brewed this beer before. Cheers, by the way. I don't have any homebrew. This is well, it's gin. And I'm out of homebrew, so I got to rectify that. I wouldn't be out of homebrew if I actually brewed just before, during the Christmas holidays, just before the New Year, I actually brewed the Brut IPA, and I brewed that sucker all up, and there's actually footage of it. I don't know, maybe I'll stick some in here, maybe not. I actually brewed it. I did the thing where you put the stuff into the water and it becomes all like sweet, and then you make it go all bubbly, and you put the green stuff in there, and then you make it cool again, and then I went to put it into my brew bucket, which I had just completely disassembled and cleaned up and repacified and sterilized, and it was so shiny, you guys. You don't even know how shiny it was. And I'd gotten a stuck sparge, so I was a little behind, so I thought that while the beer is running off into the fermenter, I'll just run in and I'll do dinner. I'll cook the wife and I up some foods. And then afterwards, the beer will be all run out, and I'll just pitch the yeast. And then in a few weeks, I'll be drinking Brut IPA, and everybody will be happy. That would have been what would happen if I had closed the ball valve after I was done cleaning it. But instead, I didn't. And while I was in making fajitas, the batch of beer that I had just spent 6 hours brewing was pouring straight down the drain. It was pouring in to the fermenter and then out of the fermenter right into the drain. It was a very efficient way to completely waste a day. So we're rebrewing that sucker. Let's grind some wheat. Let's drink some gin. Hopefully next time you see me on the videos, I will be drinking the juice of this stuff. Cheers. By the way, the reason that I'm not brewing in the brew house right now is because I'm in the brew house now grinding the malt, and it is 0.8 degrees Celsius, which is more or less freezing if you're not in the know. So I can do this. You probably can't see that on camera, but I just blew out a big thing of smoke. It's cold out here, and it makes brewing beer not so fun when you have to use a hose as a water source. So, back inside.
Tomorrow.
Well, it looks like somebody left a beer going last night. So, this is my first ever overnight mash in the Grainfather. I did up all the grain yesterday, and I mashed in around, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's now about 11 in the morning the next day. So it's been mashing for, good, well over 12 hours. So I might not be correct on that. No, yeah, well over 12 hours. Anyway, I wanted to give this Brut IPA, I've got the enzyme for it somewhere in this mess, but I wanted to make sure that it's going to dry out, and I know that a lot of people suggested doing an overnight mash to up the fermentability of the wort. It's kind of crazy how dark it looks on top because it was all Golden Promise pale ale malt and light wheat malt. So it's crazy that it got all dark on top. All right, I am going to pull the grain bag out. This is no sparge, so yeah, this is going to be a short brew day, this part of it on Sunday, because I am just going to pull the grain bag out and get it boiling. All right. Sorry for all the noises going on, but I got laundry in the laundrying machine and beer in the beering machine. Yeah, I just had a little bit of a setback. I was just sanitized the counterflow chiller here with the boiling wort, and then I just turned on the water. Sorry about all this mess here. I just turned on the water to get it down to 80 degrees Celsius so that I could do my hop stand. And I forgot that our water is more or less freezing right now. And even though I was only gone for like 5 minutes, it dropped the temperature down to 60, even though I had the flow open all the way and only a little bit of water coming through. So now I actually have started the Grainfather element, and I'm going to bring it back up to 80, and then I'm going to do the hop stand. I've never had to do that before, so man, that sucks. Anyway, oh well. It's actually the first thing that's gone wrong today, so it's knock on. Is this wood? Yeah, this is wood. There we go. Oh, there's some. Anyway, all right. Here's the hops. It is about 150 grams of hops that we're going to do a hop stand with. It is a blend of just about everything I could find in my freezer. There's some older Pecco hops in there, 50 grams of Pecco from 2000 something or other. It's 14, they're old. There's some Azaka in there, there's Mosaic in there, there's Citra in there, there's Idaho 7 in there. There's 50 grams of Pecco, and then I think 25 grams of all those other things that I just mentioned. So that's and then I've got about the same amount left of everything, and I'm gonna use for the dry hop charge once it's inside the fermenter. But yeah, so okay, well I'm gonna let this thing. Damn, I can't believe I did that. All right, I'm gonna let this thing heat back up, and then I'll come back for the hop drop. All right, we are recording. There are the hops. I've got the, weirdly I didn't take that long to bring it back up to 80 degrees, but it still feels weird lighting the element up after the cooling stuff, but oh well. Now I'm going to try and not burn myself. Well, this is the only thing that I always hated about the Grainfather, is that if I'm doing a hop stand, I gotta like fiddle around with this super hot glass and stuff. Alright. There we go. Kill the pump too with my oven glove. Alright. 150 grams in at 82 degrees. We're going to let that stand for a half hour. And then I'm going to start cooling it again. Alright. Alright, here I am. Alright, time to add the amylase 300. Hope you can see that, a little bitty. And then the yeast, I'm just going to use good old US-05. So we got 18 liters exactly, which was what I was shooting for, which is awesome. So 18 liters in the fermenter. It's sitting at 21 degrees now. I wish it was a little cooler, but I actually, when I started running it off, I had this all going like full bore and just dripping in there, and at about the halfway point, it was at 9 degrees Celsius, so I opened everything up to try and get the wort to stay at pitching temperature, but 21 is okay for USO5. I think it can take it, and it'll cool down a little bit. The place it's going to ferment is about 19, right around there. So I have been looking into how much of this stuff to add, and consensus is actually, what does this packaging say? Yeah, okay, so this is about dose 0.3 to 0.8 milliliter per liter. That sounds low. So like 1 milliliter per liter, so you're supposed to put 18 milliliters in there? That doesn't sound right. Most of the things that I've seen have said between like 1 to 3 grams for about 5 gallons, which is of course 1 to 3 milliliters. And this is about 5 gallons that I've made now, because it's mostly Americans who've made this stuff. So this syringe is 2.5 milliliters. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this entire syringe, and then I'm gonna, I think 3. I might do a little bit more. I think I'll do 3. I'll go high. Why not? I'm trying to make a super dry beer, so why not go? I'm not entirely sure about that dosing on the instructions. Like this is from not a manufacturer label. This is from the place I bought it. So I'm gonna go with the conventional wisdom I found online, because I mean this is written down on something. You can't change that. Trust the internet. I'm gonna trust the internet on this. And if there's really nothing that keeps me from adding more near the end of the fermentation, but I also made it a really super fermentable wort, so we're also going to be dealing with that. So I don't think it's going to be a problem to get a super dry beer here. So I'm just going to open this syringe. It's a sterile packaging, so there shouldn't be any need to dunk it in the Star San, so I'm not going to. Ooh, all right. There it is. Looks very ominous. So there's 2.5 milliliters. So I'm just gonna put another 0.5 in. Yeah. And bring it up to 3 milliliters. So there's 3 milliliters in there. Now I'm going to put it in the Star San. And then I'm just going to pitch the yeast, which you don't need to see. So I'm just going to sprinkle it in. And we'll see how this goes. Cheers. Oh, by the way, it is, I'm looking at the hydrometers behind the phone, ended with an OG of 1060, which is way higher than I had anticipated, but that's overnight mashing, I guess, for you. I had been looking for 1054, 1055, so we're 5 points up, which means this is going to be a bit stronger than I thought. I thought about adding water to it, but then, I don't know. It'll be fine, I think. Yeah, it's not overly strong for an IPA. I was looking for a little bit more sessionable, but, we'll see where it goes to. All right, cheers. There's a little bonus look. Here's the wort. You can see it's nice and hazy, which wasn't going for super hazy, but I like super hazy, so that's fine. There's a lot of wheat in it too. I mean, there's 20. No, it's just yeah. There'll be link in the description to the recipe and all that on my blog. But yeah, it's like I said, 1060. Let's get a little taste out of it. Looks fine to me. Oh, it smells hoppy. That enormous combination of hops smells fantastic. Oh, it smells like fruit juice. Ooh, it tastes nice. It's a nice taste and wort. Sweet, but, you know, it's unfermented wort. Oh, okay, dryer lint. Well, dryer lint is behind you too. All right, cheers, guys. I'm not going to drink this or anything. Oh, it does taste really good, though. Hopefully the finished product's going to taste just as good. Here's a little update for you. This is, ooh, pardon my voice. I am sick with the flu. But here is a little. Just took the hydrometer sample. It is Saturday today. I brewed this Sunday. I pitched the yeast Sunday night, so it's been less than a week. And you can see that it is at 1 point. It's actually, I would say below 1.000. So I have successfully made a Brut IPA, and you can see from how hazy it is that it is still got a lot of yeast in suspension. So it still might be working a little bit, but I'm gonna dry hop it soon, and I'm gonna give it kind of an extended. I'll probably put the dry hops in tomorrow, and then I'm going to give it kind of an extended cold crash to get some of that yeast out of suspension. Not all of it, but I mean some of it. I'll see if I can smell through. Let me flip the camera around. You know what? I'll put this in the glass and I'll flip the camera around. Hey guys, I put this in the fridge for it's been, I don't know, about an hour and a half. I don't know, yeah, around about an hour and a half, I think. Just to chill it and get some of that yeast out of suspension, so I could give it a little taste here before I dry hop it. This is the hydrometer sample you saw just a second ago. You can see, I don't know how well you can see it on here. Yeah, you can see it right there. There's a good deal of yeast came out of suspension. But it's still pretty hazy. It smells like, man, it smells like melon, like sweet melon, or mangoes and melon. It smells like a fruit salad. Man, that smells nice. That is not. Ooh, hey. So I realized I showed that gravity reading in the last clip, and it was basically 1. So this has gone down from 1060 to 1, which I think I calculated it in Beersmith, and that is like 7.9%. No, I can't be right. Is it 7%? No, 7.9%. It's like this is basically double IPA territory, and it's smooth, but it's you can taste the booze in it. Yeah, it is bone dry, and there's some heat in the background. Hopefully that'll maybe the dry hop will take away from that, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that plays out. But there is no sweetness at all. It is crazy dry. All right, but I'll get it dry hopped, and we'll get it carved up and kegged, and we'll see how dangerous it is. See ya.